Dumbest thing I ever did.
Dumbest thing I ever did. I went out and said, I want to be an owner operator and I'm going to do it my way. I had no money in the bank, a little bit like 5,000 for a down payment, nothing else. And I went out and bought myself the fanciest Peterbilt you ever seen. It had a 300-inch wheelbase, which is huge. Had a flat top sleeper on it, which is horribly uncomfortable. Had a big block Detroit in it that got 4 miles a gallon on a good day. And I signed on to a company that about 95 cents a mile plus fuel surcharge. I was making about $1.20. That truck cost about $1.20 to run, even with the low price tag on it that I could get. Lost my butt. It was an older truck, had wiring problems. I put 5 starters in it in a month, burned out 2 computers, and lost my butt. Not only there's no income, but that truck cost me thousands and never got to run it.
So the lesson there was
Don't buy the coolest looking truck that you can find because there's someone else customized it and you can run into so many issues. Yes, there are good ones out there, but you can run into so many problems. And buy the money makers. That's going to start off with that. If I could do it all over and start, say, 20 years ago, I would want to end up right where I'm at. So I would go and buy a brand new moneymaker truck, your Aero trucks with the condo cabs, and start pulling some LTL, making some money, banking it, and I'd probably have 20 trucks by now. Jeez, I don't know, because all my experiences, someone's warned me about it. I just did it anyway.
okay. Give me an example.
Home time, being away from your family. That's my 17-year-old son. I went out and leased a truck, was going to go over the road. I left, was gone for 4 weeks. I came home, was home 3 days, was getting ready to leave again. Truck's parked in the driveway. I'm walking out there. I got a 2-year-old kid running out, Daddy, why do you have to leave? You want your heart to sink and that next trip to suck? That did it. So no one can explain how hard it is to be away from your family. You don't go out and you don't go hit the bars. You don't go, start doing projects you're never going to finish. You go there and spend the time with the family and kids. You have to. You'll regret it. That big repair on my first truck, on my 2015 that I had signed on to here. After they did the engine and everything else, and I look at my bank account and said, hey, look at warranty company paid for, the engine. I only had about $10,000 out of my pocket. And about 2 weeks back into it, my bank account was built right back up. I ran hard, built it back up. I survived the big apocalypse of trucks. You blow an engine 2 months into owning a truck, and it's one of the hardest things to deal with as far as finances. And I made it through it, and I said, this is going to work. It doesn't matter how good a company looks or anything like that. Cover yourself. Be prepared for the worst. What if that company sells the next day for whatever reason? It happens. Be prepared for anything. Be prepared for your truck to go down. Prepare yourself for the worst. Hope for the best, expect the worst. You can get lazy and you can penny yourself to death on the road. So I sit there and cook all my meals up and I bag them and stuff like that. And then there's them days you only been home for 2 days. Do I really want to cook all that food? No, I don't. I want to do this or that. Well, now all of a sudden you're at $10, $15, $20 a meal, 2-3 times a day. The whole time you're gone, it'll penny you to death. Casinos, they got great parking spots, good food there, but you start blowing your money. Keep that nest egg. Pay yourself after your truck's paid. Another big trap everyone gets into is chrome. Buying accessories for your truck you might not necessarily need. Make sure everything else is done before you start customizing your truck. because you can spend tens of thousands of dollars making it the coolest thing on the road. And then you blow your repair fund, and now you're sitting there with no nest egg there. Keep a cool head. No matter how mad you get, keep a cool head on you. Take care of problems through the chain of command. Yes, I own the truck and everything, but these are T Brothers customers. So if this customer's treating me poorly and I want to blow up and retaliate, yell back, stuff like that, it's not worth it. So keep your mouth shut, turn around, call dispatch, let a dispatch manager type or owner take care of the problem. I did have an issue with that once. Customer got down on me pretty bad, thought I was supposed to do something that was not supposed to be done. And I didn't do it. He was pissed, screamed at me, swore at me, all this stuff. And I kept my cool, got in the truck, drove off the property, picked up the phone, it got taken care of. There's no sense in arguing with people that are having a bad day, stuff like that. It doesn't do anyone any good. Part of me helping out all my drivers, I'm on call 24 hours a day. My young guy's first time going over the mountains, he had to chain up. He called me 4 times in the middle of the night, waking up the kid. I'm tripping over stuff, cussing at the whatever I just kicked, the dresser, whatever it was. Some guy gets sick. We got to cover a load, stuff like that. Now I'm sitting there on the phone with all this stuff, while girlfriend and kid are out playing, and it's tough. You got to do what you got to do. You own one truck and doing stuff. I did what I used to call, I got to go do my rounds. So I'd get home and I'd go to my important family, friends, and I'd at least spend some time with them almost every trip home. But spend time with the people. Go around and keep up your relationships. It's not worth not talking to someone for 5-10 years and then, they're not there anymore. It takes a lot of effort to keep up on your relationships at home, be it family, friends, or otherwise. It's a lot more work. You're on the phone, if you have kids, do the video calling, you can do all this. Technology is just wonderful for that stuff. So I can see my child every day, on these video calls, stuff like that. Hopefully he recognizes me and my voice when as they're growing.